Now, with Matthew Hatton set for his world title fight tomorrow and bouts for Joe Murray and Anthony Crolla just weeks away, not to mention the UFC in Manchester this weekend, I'm delighted to be joined in the studio now by boxing trainer Joe Gallagher. Joe, welcome in.
Hi, mate.
We'll start with Matthew Hatton tomorrow in Stoke. I mean, this is a great opportunity for him. It's
a great opportunity. If Matthew Hatton's ever got to win a world title, now's his moment. He's fighting Love More Undo. He's 38. He's seen his best days, really. He's fought a low weight division, but it's a great opportunity for Matthew. It won't be an easy night. It'll be hard night. I reckon Matthew might do it on points, so much will be close. But I fancy Matthew Hatton to do it. If he's got to do it, he's got to do it tonight. He won't get another good opportunity to win a world title as he will tomorrow night.
OK, and what about it being in Stoke, not Manchester?
I don't know that. You have to speak to Hatton Promotions and that. I don't know. Like I said, Ricky said he wanted to put a show in Stoke for the amount of fans that he used to see in Vegas that were from Stoke, and it was his way of repaying them and putting a world title bout, although it isn't himself. It's the next best thing. His brother being there. So, like I say, it's got to be a good fight. This Undo's a good kid. Like I say, he fought Junior Witter, Ricky's main rival for years, and lost very close to him. So it's not a gimme tomorrow night, but he should, with home support, roaring him on, send him over the line to victory.
Right, talking about your lads, Joe Murray and Anthony Crolla have both got fights coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think Crolla's is particularly tasty as well against Brodie.
Yeah, Crolla, November 27th, he's fighting Michael Brodie, legend, been on the scene for years. It's a case of possibly the changing of the guard. Some have seen it's got all Manchester talking about it. It's absolutely a great fight. I know on the night it's got to be a tremendous atmosphere. I think all the Salfords go in. I'm sure Crolla will bring his support from Manchester, and it's just going to be really good atmosphere fight, and I think it's a good competitive fight, and it's time for Crolla to step up, or if Michael Brodie's still got that one last hurrah, and all the answers will be answered on the night.
It's one of those sort of fights that boxing brings up every now and then, a man on the up and a man sort of on the down, I suppose, although Brodie's obviously trying to fight back the years, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. The difference is Anthony's only 22. Brodie, like I say, is a world-class fighter. He's got world-class heart, world-class desire and world-class power. It's up to Anthony Crolla. As you know, I'm not aware of, he auditioned for X Factor a few years ago. Simon Cowell told him to stick with the day job, and that's what he's doing. So hopefully Cowell was proved right yet again. If Anthony Crolla is successful beating Brodie. But like I say, it's all for Anthony to win and to move on to the next level, but it'll be no easy task. His training's going fantastic. He's looking brilliant and down at the weight at the moment.
OK, well, we've got a report on the UFC being in Manchester on Saturday, a little bit later in the show. I mean, what's your reaction to the muscling in on your part?
No, in the column of the week, I think there's room for all of it. UFC, Paul Kelly, who's boxing at the fighting at the UFC Saturday night. He's been down training at my gym, doing a bit of conditioning work. And he was telling me that the tickets for the event are change hands for £1,000 a time.
It's incredible, isn't it?
£1,000 tickets to go and watch the UFC. There's like I say, it's a different type. It's the cage, the best fight, the best, and I think that's where boxing's learning at the moment now. Instead of hiding from the rivals, they're having to fight the best for it to enable to survive, and that's what the UFC are doing. It's exciting, and you're going there to see what it says they do to men fighting. So it'll be in a tremendous atmosphere. I think there's a big weigh-in tomorrow or something like that, meeting the fans, and there's the show starts. Great fight. It's got to be great night's entertainment down there.
We're talking about the strength of boxing. I mean, that was underlined by the fight last weekend between Hay and Valiev, and just the sheer number of people that were talking and obviously subscribed to that fight as well. Yeah,
listen, David Hay, he went over there. Like I say, if the England football team could go to Germany and get a result, they'd be happy. David Hay's gone over there and got a fantastic result. Do you know what I mean? So it was a dour fight. It wasn't a great fight, spectacle to watch. Yeah, it was, but it was a case of, as Fergus says, going away from home and getting the result, and that's what David Hay did there. And not only that, I think Sky allegedly, I think there's like 800,000 buys pay-per-view on a Saturday night.
Number of people.
So that just shows when you've got your establishments like the BBC and ITV there who's running contracts coming to an end, that there is room for boxing. There's nearly 1 million people purchasing it on pay-per-view on a Saturday night. They're cute not to go head-to-head with the X Factor because no one will win, but just shows the demand there, and David Hay is onwards and upwards now. They're on about Wembley Stadium next for him, or Las Vegas. He's a superstar now, and that's what we need. Do you know what I mean? He's the next superstar with Kawasaki. Obviously, our own Ricky, he's still humming and hawing. He's made a few suggestions this week he might carry on. But like I said, David Hay is ready to move the sport forward again. Like, do you know what I mean? He's charismatic and good looking as well, isn't he?
Well, that always helps, I suppose. But it was the scheduling, like you say, that was fascinating. They made sure it was after X Factor, and then Match of the Day got pushed back as well. So, I mean, the ladies had the fix with their X Factor, some men, of course, as well, and then the boxing and the football came afterwards.
Yeah, exactly, and it was the right balance. And I think he also got 40% of the German TV live there as well. So it was a lot of eyeballs were watching that on Saturday night, and it shows with it promoted right and packaged right. There's still a market for the boxing, and like I say, Manchester is the capital of boxing, and you'll see that if with the lads over the next year or so bringing world titles.
Great stuff. Thanks very much for coming in today, Joe. All the best to your lads, of course.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm sure we'll have reports on them before they come up.
Squeaky bum time coming up.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.